What if I told you that for a few $100 you could get an electronic device that would serve as a portal for all the free TV and movie content that you could possibly ever desire? Of course, this gizmo isn't legal, yet what if I told you that such a so-called black box wasn't being peddled by some lowlife operating out of the back of his van, but rather that these devices are being sold by legitimate retail store chains such as Best Buy and Staples and Canada Computers and London Drugs? Wouldn't you find that somewhat weird that retailers such as those, some of which are publicly traded, would sell machinery that would aid and abet piracy? I mean, I don't think these retailers would turn a blind eye to shoplifters waltzing out their storefront doors with unpaid laptops or iPods. And really, what's the difference? Theft is theft, be it a piece of hardware or intellectual property. But don't take my word for it, folks, about these piracy devices being sold by otherwise reputable retailers. Here, check out this ensemble of hidden camera clips in which a private detective poses as a de rigueur consumer seeking to buy these devices at those aforementioned 4 retail store chains.
People saying that they can get their free movies and TV shows and sports networks and all that kind of stuff free, they're going to be getting it off of this.
Do you have these Android boxes?
We do.
We do sell Android TV boxes here at London Drugs.
Do you want to pay for it? Do you want to try to get it for free?
You get free content.
The Kodi app is where you get all your freebies from.
This has something called Kodi built into it.
Kodi is kind of how you get the free live TV.
Kodi gets you access to free stuff.
The people who are hosting those streams are robbing the bank. You're just watching them rob the bank.
It's not always legal.
Essentially, you're finding methods in ways of stealing the content.
It's not illegal, it's just not perfectly legal.
You know, you can't get arrested for it.
They can get a software on there which allows you to watch free movies, TV shows.
Wow, so many jaw-dropping lines, eh? Like, quote, "It's not illegal, it's not perfectly legal," end quote. Or how about, quote, "The people who are hosting those streams are robbing the bank. You're just watching them rob the bank," end quote. Fascinating. But if getting all your TV and movie content for free sounds too good to be true, that's because it most definitely is. Look, when it comes to copyright infringement, maybe you don't give a rodent's rectum that the social justice enclave that is Hollywood is getting ripped off. Nor do you likely care that the cable guys down at Rogers, those astute pioneers of negative option billing, are being hosed. Hey, I get it. You're looking out for number one after all, and who in their right mind wants to pay the man for a $30 Blu-ray disc or a monthly Netflix subscription? You don't buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free, right? But here's the rub. When it comes to these piracy devices, it's not just about them, i.e. the content makers and the copyright holders, because it's really primarily about you, the consumer, the person buying and installing these piracy portals. Because here's what those friendly Best Buy and Staples associates aren't telling you. Namely, there are digitized demons lurking in those made-in-China boxes. For starters, once you plug in such a piracy device, you've just opened the floodgates for a heap and helping of malware to infect your wireless devices and or your home network. Malware that is very difficult or even downright impossible to remove. Oh, and did you know that the Beijing edition of Big Brother is now increasingly in the business of modifying consumer electronic products, including these piracy boxes, in order to turn them into intelligence gathering devices? That's right. You've just welcomed HAL into your home, and by doing so, the files on your computer are likely being accessed by the sort of people you'd rather not share your personal data with. And that's not hearsay, folks. Check out the affidavit of Eric Cole, PhD, who is a court-acknowledged expert in information technology with a focus on cybersecurity, secure network design, perimeter defense, and several other specialties. Here's what he states. I am advised by a technical expert and have been shown by the same expert and verily believe that the documented invasive and/or potentially malicious behaviors on various devices include A. Secret network scanning and probing of computers and other local network devices, specifically targeting Microsoft file sharing and files. File types include Word documents, databases, spreadsheets, PDFs, audio, video, images, and all other types of electronic files residing on computers, network-attached hard drives, and other connected devices. B. Pirate device purported screen sharing capability is unusual in that it creates a duplicate document in the pirate device. This is unknown to the user. C. Various pirate devices are programmed to report to Chinese-owned servers in both the USA and in China without notifying the user. Pirate device user is not notified and does not know that the device is announcing its configuration, identification, and network information to unknown parties in China. And D, pirate devices contain factory-installed, undeletable programs that exhibit the above invasive and potentially malicious behaviors. These factory-installed programs cannot be disabled or turned off. So yeah, folks, you did indeed get to see the latest Disney flick even before it received cinematic release, but at what cost, thanks to these breadbox-sized techie Trojan horses you just ushered into your abode? But one content provider, namely Edmonton-based Alarco Entertainment, the owner of Super Channel, is fed up with the thievery and is fighting back. Indeed, Alarco has now commenced legal action against those aforementioned 4 stores. And while Alarco's allegations have yet to be proven in a court of law, the company has good reason to sue for damages given that it claims these devices are responsible for a loss of revenue in the neighborhood of some 20%. And here is something that is most curious indeed. Best Buy Canada and Staples Canada are the Canadian subsidiaries of their US-based parents, yet these piracy devices are not sold in any US Best Buy or Staples stores, and they are not available on the .com websites. Why is that? Is it because US laws are far more strict when it comes to piracy? What else could it be? After all, these devices are very profitable. The wholesale cost is about $11 and they sell for between $200 to $300. That is serious profit for a sector that operates on razor-thin margins. But it is dirty money, and it is not right. It is not fair. Content providers and copyright holders are being ripped off. Meanwhile, consumers are getting far more than they bargained for, given the malware and spyware that has now taken lease in their homes. At Rebel News, we plan to follow this important story. We'll be covering the legal proceedings, and we'll reach out to the 4 stores as well to see how they can possibly justify the sale of such illicit products. In the meantime, if you have been thinking of buying such a box to get free content, always remember the old adage, folks. Nothing is truly free. Hey folks, have you heard the news? In July, Rebel News is going on a cruise and we'd like you to come along. For more information, go to rebelnewscruise.com.